Good evening, brothers and sisters. This is CmdrAleon, and this is the Late Night Show. Happy to Anna Marie, Gerald, everyone coming in here, Anthony Warren. This is Encounters, the Late Night UFO Talk Show. That's right, folks. We are here. If we're not here, then, we're not just here. So this is a show that's out of this world. If you want to get spaced out in a good way, in a real way, then you're here on the show everyone's talking about. Encounters, the late night #1 UFO talk show on social media. I'm your host, CmdrAleon, the man from Mars, JR J9er. Good to see you. Killer Kelsey, good to have you with us. Katie, thanks for the follow. Everybody coming in here, please share and like. Let's tap, and tap. JJ Jen, 744GT. Everybody coming in here, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. Sharon, I think it is Eddie Ray, thanks for the likes. Dennis Higgins, welcome to the show. Good evening, everybody. Hey, Ja, good to have you with us. Good evening, Anthony Warren. Everybody coming in here. Ja Hill, Tamara. Everybody come. Diana Perry. All the new people coming in here. Good to have you with us here. We are amped up here. Katie, welcome. Thank you for the likes. Hello, Gabe 2316, Jennifer, Eddie, everybody coming in. Manuel Rodriguez, welcome to the show. Good to see you as well. Please share and like. Please follow. Please gift. And we love the gifting through the show. That helps everything we do. So you can gift anything you want on the TikTok gifts while you're on the show. You choose your gifts wisely, as they say, and conditionally. And we'll be happy to have you gift us. We always do. That's part of what we do here on our show is we do the show and unconditional gifting happens. Definitely. Can't wait for the C5 tomorrow. We're looking forward to it as well. And weather's going to be good tomorrow night. We are definitely hooked up with our people in our group, Goddess of Passion. Welcome to the show. And we'll always definitely have a good show. I have no idea what guests we'll have on tonight, but we will have a great show. As always. That's the beauty of it. It's so spontaneous, Jimmy J, welcome to the show. Welcome everybody coming in here. Please share and like. Tap the button. Share with people you think should be here. 5, 10 or more people. Marinette, one of my Bella Luna, welcome to the show. Scott Hammonds, thanks for joining us. Peace, love, and light always. Always. Definitely. Danny, welcome to Encounters. All the new people coming in here. Please join us. Cucumber Lake. That's a good name. Always the Queen. One day at a time. Good to see you again. Just acknowledging all the people out there around planet Earth. So we'd like to acknowledge you. We try to acknowledge everybody. Hello, Danny. Hope you're doing well. Everyone coming in here. Please share and like. That's the whole thing. Mama to Grand Dollars. Welcome to the show. Mama to Grand Dollars. We see you. Laura in Chicago. Hey, good to see you again out there in the Midwest. Everyone coming in here all over the place. Taz, welcome to the Encounter Show. La Bella Luna, thanks for joining us. We're going to amp it up here, folks. Energy is so intense. Yes, it is. Tristan, 144K. Anchor Ann, good to see you again. Hi out there. Drum, hi. How you doing out there in California? Everybody out there all over the country, all over the place, all over the planet. Emmanuel up in Winnipeg, Canada. Starshine, good to see you again. Hello, everybody. We're just acknowledging everybody. Neil, thanks for coming in on the show. This is Encounters, the Late Night UFO Talk Show. I'm your late night host, CmdRAleon from Mars. So for people just coming in here who might have never heard of this show, I'm the man from Mars. I came out of the closet many years ago, before there was even an internet. I'm also not only the man from Mars, I work with the Ashtar Galactic Command, the real Ashtar Galactic Command. When I say real, I am talking about real star people. I don't channel anything. I was with the Ashtar Command before there was even an internet. That's how real it is. And also, I'm your talk show host on Sunday mornings on 20 years going with Ashtar Command Radio every Sunday morning from 11:30 to 1 on WESU FM. And if that's not enough, I'm a conduit So when I do healing work, I work with the cosmic Christ as a conduit, meaning I do nothing. I just am a physical vehicle to help people and heal people. I'm giving you my cosmic background for new people. JCC, welcome to the show. World needs more love. Good to see you again. Bag 76. I heard from David Wilcox's interview. Oh, thank you, Killer Kelsey. Thank you for the Faye Wisp. Hello, Hologram. Good to see you. Welcome, Hologram. Good to have you with us. Holly Dude, New York. Got Holly Dude in the house here in the Cosmic House of Encounters, the one and only late night UFO talk show. If you're not here, you're square. That's the deal. One Universal Love. Good to have you with us. Everybody coming in here. Oliver's and something. I didn't catch the name really too quick. We are welcoming all the people. 00000. It's a lot of zeros. Welcome to the show. Bubba. That's a good name. Bubba's in the house, in the Cosmic House, on the Cosmic Eye, which is on Sunday mornings. And this is Encounters, my show Cosmic Eye. Skip to Grace, good evening. Skip to Grace is with our Ashtar CE5 group. We're going to be getting together live on TikTok tomorrow night at an apple orchard, and we're going to do a worldwide CE5 event. And you're going to be able to see it. And if you're in Connecticut, Rhode Island, or in southern Massachusetts, message me here on TikTok if you wish to attend tomorrow night in Connecticut, our major C5 event. Okay? We're going to be out there doing what we say we're going to do. We're not just talking the talk. We are walking the cosmic walk. That's right. We're going to walk the cosmic walk, our group, in a field outside an apple orchard area, and we're going to be using CU5 to make contact with our star family. You know, when the commander says we're going to do something, we do it unless it's raining out and we can't get out there. We're going to be doing it tomorrow night. Finally, Mother Nature is going to give us a clear sky. So we're going to be out there using all the techniques possible to make contact. I am so amped up. I can't wait. And I want everybody, if you don't have the CE5 application, download it on your Apple. If you have an iPhone, or if you're on an Android phone, you can download it on Google Play for like $9.99 or $10. But it's the best $10 you'll download. And it's good forever. And you can learn how to use it. Daily Vibe with my soul tribe. Thank you for the likes. You know, are you going? 3 have it on. Yes, we're going to go live on TikTok tomorrow night. We're going to be starting our live at around 8 o'clock. We're going till 11 p.m. So we're going to be out there for a few hours. It'll be dark out. And we are planning on having some visual contact. So visually, we're going to bring it all together. We're well trained. The good thing is we're trained in what we do. We know what we're looking at. We have applications to know what stars are, what planetary things are, and all that jazz. We have also apps for knowing what jets and planes are coming through the area. We know everything about the sky where we are. But when we do see something and we're live, you're going to see what we see. You might see things we don't even see through the camera. That's the cool part of it. You might see things that we don't even know are out there. The camera doesn't lie. You know what I mean? The camera sees things that the human eye sometimes doesn't see. We're going to be using night vision equipment. We're going to be doing the C5 application with Dr. Greer, guides us in meditation. And we're going to do all those things tomorrow night. Patty Poole, welcome to the show. Spiritually Me. Stephen Borg. Lynn. Welcome, Lynn. James Heaton, welcome to our show, James. Anand Naki. Jessica Lynn, welcome to the show. All the new people coming in here. Mary Lee, 6717. Kathy Hardy, 40-something. Brandani. Timothy Daniel. Joey Pappin. Drum, thanks for coming in, Drum. Orthodox Church Exorcist, what a name. Wow. Maddie, welcome to the show. Hi, Lynn, how you doing? Mark Adams, welcome to our show. Who cares? Dina, welcome to the show. Crazy Spanner. Hey, that's really good. Whatever that is. Anchor Ann, thank you for that. David Seenum, Lio 1995, Nate Kingsley, I think, Blue, Stephen Borg, welcome to the show. Moon Over Water, user 347, Rick, Herman or Herm something, Joey Holman. Hello, Michael. Everybody coming in. Stacy Rana, thanks for the likes. User 500. Suspense Composer. That's a good name, Suspense Composer. Hoo, I think it is, or Hoo. John Cariello. Limey Lil, that's a name. Limey Lil. Betty, welcome to our show. I'm just acknowledging all these great people. Joanne, Cal YA something, user 882. Michael Klein, thanks for the likes. Mario, welcome to our show Encounters. Big Sean, Apple, user 771. 760 Nana. Click Chrome. Tristan, 144K, welcome to the show. Catherine H. Nigel, 19 something, or Nigel, Miss Bishop. The names go so. KW Hoffman. So many good people. Nicole, 66. Shannon Black, welcome to the show. Oliver Sand, 111. Key Shay, I think it is. Greetings, Cal. Lori, you would believe something. DL505. Man, I should be doing tongue twisting here. Elijah Van Rock. Gina, welcome. Dennis, welcome to the show. This is Encounters, the number one spiritual late night UFO talk show here. I've been having dreams of spaceships coming down on Earth, telepathic communications. That sounds very interesting, Catherine. I think we're going to have you talk about that, and we're going to invite you to be our first guest. I want to hear your cosmic story. So Catherine's our first guest tonight on Encounters, and I'm your host, CmdrAleon. So if you don't know how to do the camera, you have a camera on TikTok. So beyond the little microphone, turn your cameras on, folks. We want people to be able to see who we're speaking with, unless you're totally indisposed. But certainly turn the camera on. Welcome, Catherine. Catherine, how you doing?
Good. How are you? Can you hear me?
We're doing good here. You're our first guest on our broadcast tonight.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe it.
Yes. You are uno numero number one. And you have can you turn your camera on?
Well, I really can't right now.
Okay. I know I catch people off guard here. That's what I do. That's the beauty of it.
It's late here in the East Coast, so.
Yeah, I gotcha. So
All right.
tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you at? And tell us about your stories. I'm very interested.
Well, I live in New Jersey, and I've been watching your show, on and off, and I find it very interesting because I believe in a lot of this, what's going on, in the world and stuff. And, ever since I've just been getting these dreams more lately, and they're so real. They feel so real, and I just see these ships just coming down, and it's almost like you kind of can communicate, but it can be scary at the same time, these dreams. So I don't really know what's going on. And I've had probably about 3 already since I've been
How
watching
many
your show.
have you had these dreams before watching my show or after watching my show?
After watching your show.
Interesting.
And
really?
I live in Hillsborough, New Jersey, and I did see a space, and it was actually in the papers. It was a couple of years ago. It was like a ship flying over Montgomery, New Jersey, and I was just driving down 206, and then all of a sudden I see these strange lights. I've never seen a UFO in my whole entire life, and I'm not sure what it was, but then the next day, people saw the same thing, and it was it was in the summer. It was actually, I think it was September. It was getting really dark, and it was about 7:30. Yeah, it was pitch dark. So,
wow. Now, so you did have that sighting, and did that sighting have a transformative experience for you, like when it happened, or did you, what was that turning point for you? Was it that sighting, or was it just the things you're having now happen with these dreams?
I've always felt that we're not alone on this universe. I've always known that as a child, but I've never actually witnessed or had dreams of these ships,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I've had them. So I don't know what to make of it. Is it because I'm just watching your show, or is it something really? And they're so real.
Well, let me say this, because I read energy, and you've watched my show enough. I read people's energy from their stories. So the
Uh-huh.
fact that you're having dreams, now if I'm saying, well, she's being influenced with dreams only because she's watching the show, one could say that, or one could say that my show is activating you in a way that I've always talked about when you're having a cosmic dream that's very distinct in terms of what you're saying about seeing spaceships and all these things. It's not just a dream. You're being taken into another frequency in your dream, and you're actually seeing those things. They actually are actually things you are seeing. It's not like a funny dream where you see a egg fall on the floor and start dancing or something. That's just a regular 3D dream. When you have a
Yeah.
dream like this, and it's very specific because you're telling me very detailed information, you're taken out of your body into a place where you're actually visibly encountering the things you're seeing in your dreams, which is more cosmic inspired than it is earth based inspired by an egg falling on the ground and the egg jumping up and down with a crazy hat on. That's not what you're
And
having. You're having a
they're
completely different kind of
many
dream.
ships. They're not just. It's not one ship. They're just many ships, and I'm just looking
Yeah.
around. It's very strange. And then I remember. I don't know if you've ever heard of the egg. Harmony egg or something, like you go into it and you hear all these sounds. Uh, well, after that day that I finally went into the Harmony egg, I just tried it. It was one of these wellness centers. That
All
night,
right.
I all of a sudden I felt like a whole shift where it was really scary. Like I was like a big storm came and took me somewhere, but I don't know where. And I came
Yeah.
back and I never forgot that that feeling. It was
Yeah. Did you,
very
in the dream, when you saw all these many ships and were taken
yeah.
somewhere, did you have any images so far in your dreams of any beings or anything like a space being or nothing like that yet?
No, it was just all these ships. It's like
Hmm.
either being attacked because you know how they say, oh, they're coming to whatever, but I know they're not. That's not the case.
Right, right.
Or, you know, I mean, this is really crazy to say. Okay, this is the craziest thing I've ever said, but it happened a couple of weeks ago. I had a dream. Now I ended up having shingles. Okay, my doctor said I had it. It was very, very light, and all of a sudden, as I woke up, before I woke up, there was this ship that came, and I was telling my friend, I said, look, and it was real. I said, look, the ship's coming down. It's coming down right to
Yeah.
us. All of a sudden, the ship goes to where the shingle was. It was the weirdest thing. And then I woke up and I went to work that day, and I was like, I can't even believe this happened. It sounds
So
crazy.
the ship going where the shingles was,
Like
did
almost,
the
yeah.
shingles go away after the ship
Well,
came?
it got better. It got way better, and I that was just it because I never had shingles in my life. It wasn't a
Yeah.
bad case of it, but something happened, and it's almost like it went, and I just heard it went bzzz, like that, and then I woke up, and I'm like, what the hell was that? I'm sorry, I
Yeah.
didn't mean to swear
So
online.
so you can look at that dream as being that the space people came in the ship and they actually did interact with you in your sleep.
Okay,
You're just seeing it as a dream, but it wasn't. There's a lot more to it than just a ship. You've had physical contact, but you just don't remember it yet. If you go deep into yourself, into a meditative state, whether it takes you a few days to do this, I'm guided to tell you, if you ask who they are, the people in the ship, say that you wish to know who the people in the spaceships you're
hmm
seeing are, and you're wishing to know who was there when you had the shingles that night or whatever. If you ask those specific questions, you'll actually get some responsive answers. You just have to make the initiation to actually ask the question,
okay, that
and it will,
sounds
and that's going to make a big difference.
wow.
Does that? Do you feel what I'm saying? Do you like
Yeah,
if when I'm saying this, it's because I feel what you went through in terms
uh-huh.
of understanding the story. there's a lot more to the dream than just a dream. You've had some physical encounters, but you're seeing some of them as ships, when in fact there were beings that were there.
And it was so real. See, I didn't see any beings, just all ships. And I'm like,
Yeah,
what? And they're just zooming around, you know. There was no explosion, nothing like that. It was just flying by. It was almost like another
yeah.
world.
It is
It
another
was.
world, yes. You are
Yeah.
taken into another world. So that what better way for them to meet you than through the dream state and showing you lots of ships. But you
Wow.
also have had some physical visitations, but you just don't remember them yet. All right. So you do have physical visitation. Um, they're waiting for you to reconnect with them and ask who they are. That's why you're seeing all these ships. You're seeing the actual ships,
Wow.
but there's actual space beings in those vessels that you
Uh-huh.
just haven't seen yet. You have to be willing to make the step to see them, and they will make contact with you. It's
Wow.
very amazing and very interesting. I have a knack because I came from Mars. One of the things I do is I can read energy of people. I can read through a story and get information. I've done that for almost every single encounter person that's been on here with a story like this. So
Mm-hmm.
not all your dreams are dreams. Some of them are actually encounters, but your mind has kind of blocked out your ability to see them in terms of the beings. But you can if you so choose.
That's just amazing. I really appreciate you talking to me. You know, it's funny because I'm a singer-songwriter and I've never really learned how to play piano or anything. And it's like I feel like it's coming from somewhere else. I've always said that. But
Yeah.
I'm not the greatest, but it's just the whole thing is unbelievable. More so
And when
now.
you say, and when you're saying you're not the greatest, always don't do that to yourself.
Oh, yeah,
Say to
you're right.
yourself, I am the greatest. I am
I,
worthy of who I am. You know,
oh,
when your mind says to tell you, your mind will say things like the three, oh, I'm not the greatest. I don't think I'm that great. You are. You're as great as you wish to be. You know, you just have to realize that you are. In this society, on this planet, people are meant to always think of themselves as lesser than what they are on Earth. But in
yeah.
truth, you are as great as you wish to be. And you have control of that. Never feel lesser than you are. You're a lot more than what you think you are.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
No, no,
I
you
appreciate
are. You are a lot more than what you think you are. No, that's exact. When I hear things, I always have to say it as it is true. Being
it.
from another planet, I see people in different ways on Earth than Earthlings see themselves. They see
Wow.
themselves either as the greatest things ever, you know,
Uh-huh.
or lesser than they are, but they really are a lot more than what they think. I'm not talking about the ego. I'm talking about the actual spirit within their being.
Or the soul.
You know, so yes. So
And
always
we're all from
remember,
different planets, right? Are we all from
yes,
different planets? Yeah.
yes, everyone here, everyone doesn't remember where they're from yet. I
Right.
remembered when I was a preteen, when in the 1960s, as I told
Hmm.
the story, I just blurted out, I'm from Mars, and my friends were like very angry. You know, like
Right.
here's this person being a kid saying they're from Mars. But then again, I had things happen that just shook my childhood in terms of my reality. And I can never look at everything the same way because I always had sightings. I always had things happen, you know,
Wow.
and, you know, I never talked about it much until I became an adult. And then I decided, the heck with it. I'm going to come out of the closet and just tell people I'm from Mars. And I'm very happy that I've done that years ago. And I'm very, you know, there's a lot of people out there. Some of them on my show, they'll say they're from this planet, that planet. There's more than one person. They've waken up. Yes, I can read minds, Paul, on when I hear a story, I can read a person's story and read more into the story on a cosmic level. Yes, Paul. Yes. So I'm not I don't read minds to read minds. I only read information.
Hmm.
Like when you tell me a story like this, I gather the information in my consciousness and I'm able to give you information. That's for some reason, that's something I've always been able to do. I never question the ability and I use it for the greater good of everybody on the planet. Whatever
Can
I
you
know how to do, I use for the greater good. And I have a
can
cat here. So if you're a cat meowing, her name is Missy. She's meowing and she's here. Whenever I'm live, she starts meowing. she's quite amazing,
I
but she's
never
not
knew.
getting anything because she's got food already.
Oh, wow.
Um, yeah, so there's things that people need to know.
Hmm.
I'm here to help activate people. That's part of my mission on my TV show here. I love talking to people, hearing their stories, listening to what they have to say and their stories. I've had many fascinating interviews with people. You're another one of those people that has a unique story, and it's very real. So if you ever doubt your story, it is extremely a real story. I've had many people who have cosmic dreams, and I call the cosmic dream, what's going on here? She's really talking. We have cosmic dreams. I want people to be able to share those experiences so they can have a better understanding that they're not alone, that there's tons of people having dreams right now that are related to space beings, spaceships. Do you see anyone who has passed? Jan, no, I don't. I'm not that kind of a person. I actually, I'm really more focused on the cosmic realm, but I don't. There are people that probably do that. I'm not one of those people. My focus has always been consciously on the cosmic galactic area, the spiritual cosmic realm. So I read things as I hear a story. I'll listen carefully. Sometimes I'll close my eyes during my broadcast and get information. But that's part of what I do. I've been a contactee, so I can understand people that have been taken aboard a ship and tell me their stories. I can relate to that. But so that's what I do. So you
Can
have a
you?
great deal of. I think what I'm getting for you is if you meditate, you're not just seeing spaceships. I'm being
Okay.
told by my connection off planet that if you meditate and ask them who they are, they will tell you. But also when you're asking them who they are, I'm being told, I always tell this to people, that when you meditate, ask that you are protected by Christed beings of light. And you must ask them, um, do you believe in the cosmic Christ? And if they respond yes, then you'll know. If they don't respond at all, then just cut off the communications. But I don't think in your dreams that those
Hmm.
dreams are negative. I think you don't feel, you see, you're feeling in awe of what you're seeing. And the fact is, I think they are positive. When you had the shingles, the space people came and did what they could to help you. And you also felt differently after the dream when that ship came over you, correct?
Like like it was still there, but not as bad. It's almost like it healed like a lot quicker. And I was like, huh, that's strange.
Yes.
But that was kind of scary. And I was in and out of the dream. I was trying to wake up
Yes.
because I kept on feeling this like buzzing and touching of the spaceship. It was like a spaceship, you know,
Yes.
but it was a small one trying to like get, I don't know what it was, but it was right,
Yeah.
it landed right at the spot. But I'm like, am I awake? Am I dreaming this? And then I woke up and that was it.
Yeah. The space people were there trying to
Hmm.
help heal your body of that. You see it as a spaceship, but when I
Yeah.
read your energies, you were physically visited, but you couldn't see them. They were invisible, but they were there. They just made you more comfortable with the idea of seeing a spaceship. But when
Can
you
you,
meditate and do this, you will know that who they are.
wow. Can I ask you one more question? Can
Oh,
you,
absolutely. Go right ahead.
can you tell where, would you be able to tell where I'm from or where anybody's actually from or no?
Yes, I'm able to do that.
Okay.
One of the things I try not to do is take the empowerment away from the individual on my show. I try to have people learn to be empowered cosmically, meaning I can tell you where you're from. That's easy enough. But wouldn't it be more exciting if you meditate and ask your higher self, where am I from? Your higher self, everyone individually on earth has a higher self. The higher self can reach out to that level of questioning. Your higher self can tell you right away where you're from. So if you don't understand what a higher self is, some people call it the spirit, the soul, whatever. The higher self has the true understanding of where you're from. So your homework tonight is to ask yourself, where am I from? And listen for the answer. I'm asking my higher self within to tell me where I'm from off planet. And if you listen, it might take you a week, it might take you a night, it might take you, for whatever reason, the time you need. It will tell you where you're from. I can tell you where you're from, but it would be
Hmm.
too easy for me to do that. I'd rather have you. have the ability to learn where you're from. And then you can come back and say, CmdrAleon, I just found out where I'm from. And that'll be more exciting for you. And that is something that you'll be able to understand. So you can do it in one night. When you go to sleep tonight, ask yourself, where are you from? And listen for the answer.
Maybe it'll be in my dreams tonight. Who knows?
It will be in your dreams.
Uh-huh.
You know, it will be. You will actually have the experience of focusing on where you're from, and the answer will come within you. That's one of the key things I teach people on this show, beyond listening to UFO stories and encounters and visitations and talking about disclosure. Disclosure within is remembering who you are and where you're from. And you will. Do you feel that in yourself?
Yes, I do. I do.
Okay. That's really the important thing. Unless
I
you
mean,
feel it.
you know what the thing is I've always kind of felt lost because I was actually in an orphanage for 3 years in Pakistan, and I was adopted
Oh,
by a Pakistani family, and anyway, they passed. So it's like I've always just kind of been this lost soul. Yeah,
well,
you
you're
get
not
where I'm
lost anymore.
no,
Yeah.
but you know what I'm saying. So I live in New Jersey, but I just always felt like, like you're trying to connect to something or somebody, or I don't know, something more spiritual, higher up.
Yeah. No, you're not lost at all. This is one of the things I learned from people coming in here. For
Mm,
me, the beautiful part of this show is people find out there are other people like them that have had these dreams or had encounters. So nobody's lost ever anywhere. Everybody that comes here will come here and connect with other people all over the world. And you're finding out that you're not just by yourself anymore, that there's a collective of many, many thousands and thousands of people from everywhere. And so you're not lost anymore. I'm glad you found the show. I've been watching on and off. We're usually on at 10:30, 11, but we decided to come on around 11:30 tonight on the East Coast. So if you ever have a question, when you have updates on yourself that you wish to share, this is a place where you can share it. You can share your story, your awakening, your expansion of consciousness. I welcome all these things that people share, because I'm here to also be a teacher, but also as a talk show host, I have all those abilities to do a lot of different things. I'm sort of like a cosmic book. I don't go on many websites. I don't read different people's opinions and viewpoints on websites. I keep myself very clear. You know, I have to be clear. When my mission work coming here doing the show, when I came to Earth, I came here with a clear consciousness. So I just really don't get swayed by people's websites. I don't go on them. I don't watch
yeah.
very much TV except for documentaries. And other than
Mm,
that, the radio show, I just like to be able to help people on the show by having a clear consciousness. So that's why I'm able to help people, because I'm not giving you someone else's opinion on a website. I don't do that.
okay. Thank you very much for having me on, Commander Alien.
Oh, I'm
I
glad you
appreciate
came on.
it. Yeah.
I'm glad you came on. And
So I'm
thank you
heading
for sharing your
tonight.
dreams.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So everyone say hello to Catherine, our first guest. Please show your
All
support for the show. Please gift. You can do your gifting of the TikTok coins. Please show your support for what we're doing here. I really think it's important if you support the work of encounters of what I do here on TikTok. I really would appreciate through the show gifting any amount of gift you wish. You choose the gift unconditionally. Thank you, Catherine, for the roses. So we really do thank you for being here, and all the people coming in here. We're really just getting started. So Catherine, thank you. You got
right. You're
205. You have 205 likes there, so that's really beautiful.
Oh,
That's
wow.
that's
That's great.
beautiful. Yeah, I
That's
can
great.
see it here.
Okay.
All
Take
right,
care.
Catherine, thank you.
Bye bye.
Catherine was our first guest, and some great sharing from Catherine. And if you wish to be a guest on our show, please press the little icon where it says guest. Tell me what you want to talk about, and we'll have you on the show with us. This is the beautiful part of my show versus a lot of other things on TikTok. We don't debate anything. We don't hit each other over the head. We don't yell and scream. I'm a talk show host. I'm not here to do funny things and do what 10,000 other people do. I'm here to facilitate a show where we can talk about disclosure, where we can talk about our sightings that are happening all over the world, where we can talk about our visitations on a show where everyone comes together. So it's very important that we see that, and so that's what we're here to do. And so I encourage everyone. I want to appreciate everybody that's here. If you have a story to tell, this is Encounters, share UFO sightings. Are you being visited? And just remember, disclosure is above you. And it is. It's above you always. So welcome everybody to the show. Thank you for following. Please share. The most important thing you can do is now share. We have 92 people on at 12:22 on the East Coast. Let's amp it up. Let's amp it up. Let's amp it up. Come on, folks. You know, this is the only directive I have is amp it up, meaning tell more people that we're here. You know, as many times as we've been here since late last year, we need to amp it up always. We need to reach as many people on the planet as we can on this show and let them know we're here. You know, and by doing so, they now are saying, wow, Encounters, I didn't know this was on here. Well, it is. Top number one UFO spiritual talk show anywhere on social media. All our shows are put on our YouTube channel, Star Command Spaceship News, and we put them on there. We have a show we did the other morning that has not been put on the YouTube yet, and then we're going to be backed up by one show. So we'll be putting 2 more shows on YouTube for anybody that misses our full broadcast. H. Wags, good evening. Good to have you with us. Brandon, good evening. Thank you for everyone coming in here. We appreciate it. And one D.H. Hayes, welcome to the show. What people need to know is that we are in a kind of a transformative state. Deborah, good to have you with us. We're in a I can't even speak English tonight. We're in a transformative state. We're going into another frequency. We have a full moon tonight, which could be the reason why I'm getting tongue twisted. But we are in a complete different state of consciousness. And let me see. We're going to bring Skip to Grace on here. Skip to Grace is in our C5 group. And we are getting together. Skip, Grace, good evening, Grace.
Hey, good evening, Commander. How are you?
We're amped up and feeling really good about the weekend.
Yeah. How's the weather looking? We're looking A-OK?
It's looking good. Yep. And if you remember Greg and Elaine, my co-coordinator, he will be bringing some new equipment he has at the Skywatch on the UFO C5 gathering tomorrow night. We're going to have a bunch of people. I'm making sure everyone's contacted, and we should let people know in Connecticut here, those folks that are in the New England area, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, or Connecticut, if you're interested in our C5 gathering, please message me tonight after the show or even during the show, and I'll give you information that I get to our C5. It's going to be at Lyman Orchards in Middlefield, Connecticut, which is a beautiful area. And we're going to be in a field that we've been using for a number of years where we've had visual C5 contact with spaceships. So we're going to be broadcasting this live for folks around the country, around the world. It'll be starting at 8 p.m. on Encounters, 8 p.m. in the evening, and we'll be fully charged up with a phone. So you'll be able to see what we are going to see. We're well trained in what we do. We know what we have applications. We know what planes are. We know where the satellites are. We know everything about what's up there. So definitely you can join us around the world and watch that. And it's going to be only here on TikTok at 8 p.m. tomorrow night. Our gathering starts around 7 when it's still light out. It's going to get dark around 7:10. But we'll get there around 7. And we'll have flashlights to vector in people coming to the gathering tomorrow night. So you can't miss us and park your cars in the field. And we're going to be getting things together. It's going to be kind of cool in New England. So people should bring blankets, chairs, just to keep yourselves warm. So we're going to be out there. I mean, obviously it's not going to be cold, but it is now a change in season. So we will be wearing the appropriate clothing to keep warm as a group out there in the field. At 7 Central, and that's 8 East. That's going to be actually 7 Eastern. We start at 8 o'clock going live. You're right, 7 Central, 8 Eastern. That's correct. It'll be a little bit chilly, but we've done stuff in November, and we wore heavy jackets, and we've had sightings. So you won't see us out in the snow though, but this time of year you will see us out doing the C5. It's still warm enough for us to be out there, so we're very excited.
Yeah, I'm super
And
excited about that finally we get together.
yeah,
We have
and
a
we would be
really
getting
great
together.
group out there too.
Yeah, tell them about the group because you've been there. We do have a good group, don't we?
Yeah, we have a really beautiful group of people that come. I mean, last time we gathered together to do the CE5, we had about, I would say, 15 people. Uh,
Yeah.
and we it was just a really beautiful experience. People are so kind, and we all are like-minded, and that's the really wonderful, uh, thing about this whole experience is you get to meet people who are, like-minded, and just like the family inside the chat. We're all on the same page, and
Yeah,
it's
we really
awesome.
are.
It really is. It's awesome. And I love hearing all your comments. I love reading your comments. I do the moderating on Commander's chat, and I really I honestly, you guys make my job easy. It's just it's such a like a wonderful experience. Everybody's so kind, and people have good information that they add. They're very polite. It's just been great.
Yeah, we have really, out of all these different TikToks I've seen with problems, we have, because we have good moderators on this show, we really don't tolerate people that are coming in here as trolls or disinformation agents or whatever. We don't have that here. We won't tolerate it. We'll get rid of those people, and once they're gone, they'll have to meditate or rethink how to come I'm not here anymore. Well, it depends how you act within a TV show. When you're on a TV show, you're in the audience. If you act like a person that's going to be a troll or disinformation agent or whatever, our moderators like Grace will block you and you won't be here anymore. And that's the good part of the show is we really want to keep things high quality so we can have good people on here. And we do. We really do.
Yeah, we really do. And it's nice to see some moderators come on tonight. Some nights we don't see too many people join. So it's nice to have some help out there. And we definitely appreciate all the moderators in the room. It's
Yeah.
just great. So I have something I want to mention to you, Commander. I actually watched the documentary that is on Netflix called Encounters. And
Mm.
I know you mentioned that maybe we might have to talk to them about the name because
Right. I was kind of half joking, but go ahead.
it was actually really surprising to see the name. But there were two. Well, first of all, I watched 3 episodes. I didn't finish the third. But the first 2 episodes, I'm sorry, I watched 4 episodes. I was just addicted. Actually, the middle first show was good, but the second and third were about the school children that we discussed a couple of days ago in the news report, and that there were 60 children that witnessed a contact with a spaceship and space beings in Africa.
Yeah.
And then there was another program like this. The third episode talked about a encounter in England with another group of school children.
Wow.
And what was really hit me about the program is many people, including the schoolmaster, the headmaster,
Yeah.
kept their encounter experiences secret
Yeah.
because they were afraid that they were going to be deemed crazy.
Yeah. I
And
do remember that.
the first program, actually the second program with the 60 kids, there was a famous psychiatrist who, kind of took it upon himself. And, we're talking way back now. We're talking like, I think it was the 80s. And this man put himself out on the line to just kind of like explain that he didn't, he was actually a psychiatrist from Harvard, and he was being ostracized by his fellow psychiatrists, and group members, and in his school where he worked, because they wanted to medicate these people.
Hmm.
They wanted to be told to, that they were psychotic. And
Yeah.
this gentleman went out on a limb, and it was somebody's writing Stephen Borg, Zimbabwe 94. The other school was 77.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's right.
Stephen, I got the numbers wrong. Um, I was doing I was drawing at the same time while I was watching. So thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Hey,
So
Chesno.
hey,
Chesno,
Chelsea. Hey,
Chesno, just let him know. Chesno, we're having our C5 trying to reach you. So I'll reach you hopefully tomorrow. I left a message for him on TikTok. He's one of our members of our group. We're going to be meeting Chesno at Lyman Orchard. So we'll be in touch in the morning, or whatever, or I'll message you how to get there. But continue, Grace. Go ahead.
yeah, so anyway, it was Zimbabwe. And if you guys watch the program, I'm gonna rewatch them because it was loaded and packed. These episodes were loaded and packed with information. But I found it so incredible that the thread that ran through these programs was basically about the fact that people were really just very afraid to come out and to explain, the truth and what they saw. Many, many, many of them were, just really just paralyzed and didn't want to share their experiences. And I just thought about the chat, and I thought about the room, and, the program and what you're doing here, and getting people to just come on board, and like really just finally share their experiences. People have held on to their experiences for years.
Oh, yeah.
And these people, these children, some of these school children, they were really just like bullied and told not to, that they didn't see a spacecraft, and
Right. They were like bullied is a good word for it. They were actually chastised for speaking the truth as children, you
yeah.
know?
And what really struck me was the schoolmaster. I believe it was Zimbabwe, when no, it may have been the school in England, where she did not want to come clean. She had been abducted, and she had a very profound experience, and she did not want
Hmm.
to come clean and talk about it at all.
And
Um,
Stephen says the doctor was ostracized, which is really true, Stephen. The
he
doctor
was
was.
he was ostracized. He was real. They were trying to remove his licensing, and to like completely strip him, because he was not willing to medicate these people, and diagnose them as psychotic. And people were going out, literally out in public. His fellow professors were going out and just telling people that he was just lost it. And I just found that really he just astounded me. I was
Yeah.
these are the kinds of people that we need, people who come out, and he just felt that it was something that needed to be shared, and rightfully so, absolutely. And then, of course, getting to the fourth program, I think it was the fourth episode, where they were talking about the nuclear site and the tsunami that took place during the earthquake in Japan. And they were
Yeah.
talking about how the UFOs had come over the nuclear. Uh, they had a nuclear plant that exploded, and there were
Yeah.
actually
Meltdown.
evidence of sightings, and video of UFO sightings that had come. And it. The whole thing is spectacular. And, the monk that talked and narrated this particular episode in Japan, he was saying that the energy of the area was the vibration was high, and he felt that that was the reason why the UFOs were coming to that area. And
Yeah.
I feel like that's really important to talk about with, the chat and in the room, how important it is to raise the vibration, you know,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
and to really help people to because many people ask, they said, well, how can I get connected, how can I learn to make a connection, make a peaceful contacts, and that's how you can do it. Raise up the vibration, laugh, you know find ways to bring joy into your life. It's so important. But I just think it's incredible that this is on TV. Honestly.
Yeah, I mean, and just think, this time Spielberg was inspired by me because he came up with this. He has this show called Encounters, this documentary thing. He must have been watching Encounters, my show on here, but never came forward. You know, I'm
Yes,
kind of joking.
absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, listen, it's we're on the same wavelength, which is such a super cool.
Hey, Cooking Saturday. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's such a cool it's really fun to know that we're actually all on the same wavelength. And he's bringing these stories out to the forefront. He's
Yeah.
always been keyed in to this type of stuff, although a
He
lot
was he
of.
was interviewed on an interview a while back regarding UFOs, and he did talk about this stuff. I don't know if he had a sighting in his own life, but I think he had something like that. I can't remember who interviewed him. It was just a few months ago. I saw an interview with him and asked him about UFOs, and he had something to say about the subject. I got a feeling he had something happen in his life that influenced him.
Yeah, I'd really be interested to dig around and see if there was something. I do know I saw an interview of when he was a child, and how he got started, and he would put together drama plays in his backyard as a child, but he never
Yeah.
really, in that interview, he never really discussed his interest in sci-fi and aliens. And but I mean, it's very obvious this is a huge topic of interest for him, and especially now that he's just bringing to the forefront the subject matter. And there was somebody from the government who was on the show who was discussing how the government has lied to us for the last 40 years, and that he had witnessed them just lying in public, and standing there witnessing. Steven Spielberg, Starshine said Steven Spielberg just did another interview. I'm
You know,
sure he's now doing interviews because of this documentary, I would
well,
imagine.
we should get him on Encounters. I
Oh,
wonder how that would be. Hey,
I,
Steven Spielberg, you want to come on Encounters, the real UFO spiritual talk show?
I,
I should. You know what? I don't believe I'm going to do this, but I'm going to do this because I don't care. I'm going to contact Steven Spielberg somehow, and I'm going to invite him on our show. I
I
gonna
think it's
go
a great
for it.
idea. He
I'm
said
gonna do this.
Starshine said he talked about a website to contact our representatives. So that's interesting, and I think that's probably. Does that have to do with passing that bill to
Yeah, people need
continue?
to contact uh, all your U.S. senator representatives to support Chuck Schumer in New York. Chuck Schumer has a bill that would make it force the Department of Defense to it's a disclosure bill, and they're trying to stop the bill from passing in the Senate. So everybody needs good things. Grace, you mentioned that, but he has a bill. It's been toyed around for the last few months. He's trying to get it passed, and there are people. in the non-disclosure part of the government that want to stop it because it would force the Department of Defense to come forward with things that they're not coming forward with. And it's really imperative that everybody learn to contact, if you're in the United States especially, your U.S. senators and tell them to actually support Chuck Schumer's bill on UAPs. Simple as that. Even just leave a message during the week, call the Washington office of your senatorial representative and tell them they must do this. You can send off email. You can do that too. Emails are good. Calling them directly, all of that's good. You
Absolutely.
know,
So go for it, guys. Don't be afraid to contact the representatives. It's really easy to do. You just go to the, .gov website or and it literally prompts you, and because I've done that many times, and it prompts you. It's easy to do. You don't. You just gotta. They even give you a script, and if you can call as well, you can email and call. So
right?
do it. Blondie says do it, and I agree, Blondie. Do it.
Yeah, I agree too with Blondie.
So
And
now,
Starshine says it's important, but go ahead.
absolutely. Do we have two starshines in here? I think we do. How
We
is
might.
that? I
There's
know.
only one Starshine.
So I just noticed in the chat, I'm like, I think there are two starshines in here.
Maybe, I don't know now. You got me on that
Yeah,
one.
there's a starshine with diamonds, like a diamond
We,
emoji, and then
well, we
there's
have
a
Kicking
starshine.
Saturday who's coming up here. And just to let people know, on this show, we really are focused on what we're doing here. Just so people know around the world, we are a spiritual UFO talk show. So we don't get into boxing or clowns or any of that stuff. I'm your talk show host. I've been on radio for over 20 years. My show for 20 years has been on the Ashtar Galactic Command. It's an Ashtar Command radio show every Sunday morning dedicated to the command called the Cosmic Eye, 11:30 to 1 at WESUFM.org, NPR Pacific Radio. I'm also, as Grace knows, I'm from planet Mars. So I came from another planet. I'm a star seed, which means I voluntarily came here. There are many star seeds on the planet, thank goodness. But I came here directly from Mars. I work with the Ashtar Galactic Command, and I also am a cosmic Christed being. Cosmic Christ, I call it, being. And so there's a lot to my book here. I'm only giving you a few little parts of the chapter, but we also have Kicking Saturday joining us. So we're bringing Kicking Saturday in. And who else is here? There's somebody else that I see. Gracie. Gracie wants to come back in. So we're going to bring in Kicking Saturday first, and then we'll go to Gracie. We have my
Saturday.
moderator, Grace, here. And so welcome, Kicking Saturday, to Encounters.
How are you?
We're
How's it
doing
going,
well.
Mike?
Yourself?
Oh, going through a slight depression, but I decided to kick it.
Well, you'll be able to kick it here on a UFO show for sure. Just think cosmically. You'll get inspired. You'll shake it all off, and you'll just look at the fact that we have.
Actually, I have a little bit of information for you. Basically, if you look up the information, there's 600 Mayan sites in Belize that's actually hidden.
Really?
And I've done some research. I think you know my background without giving
Yes, that's right. I
the
do.
big story.
Yeah.
So I decided to let you uh, do your research in that area. I will say that Mexico, I've been to Mexico. Um, I'm not going to indulge in certain information in that area. But
Hmm.
when it comes to Belize, it's sort of like the Bush people. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's really simple, but there's certain things here that links into wild things, I would say.
Hmm.
Uh, and I'm just mentioning it to you. 600 sites. There's actually one of them in Mexico that actually we have the sister. Um, but there's another area that I know that it's hidden. It's not yet revealed yet. but I
Hmm.
know for a fact strong magnetic fields. And anytime you have a strong
Yeah.
magnetic field, you already know something is there.
Yes. 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 It's amazing, isn't it? On our whole planet, so many mysteries, and right in our backyard, Belize and those areas there's so much stuff that has not been seen by human beings on the planet. And you know a lot about this stuff. You're really one of those
I,
people that has spent time really focused on it. And there needs to be somebody like you who can teach people as you're able to reveal things, the things you're learning, because we all learn from each other, right? So
well,
I find it
if I
fascinating when you
see
talk
it,
about this.
I will tell you
Yes, you do.
exactly as I
And he
see
has
it.
quite a bit of information, folks. He does. I've heard him before on a friend of mine's live, and he has incredible information. It's like having an archaeologist who does archaeology. He does what he does, and he does it well.
Well,
And I've listened to.
I'm basically trying to link Peru, as you know, the pyramid and impression, the 24 inches in Peru. It's not the SOS.
Yeah,
I'm not concerned about that.
right.
I do find a link in here. It's called the Star People. Of course, we have the crystal skulls, yada, yada, yada. A
Yes,
lot of that's spiritual, but there's something when you see a crystal skeleton and the crystal skull is was stolen. It's in London, unfortunately. But I
right.
did go visit. I did go recently visit
Oh,
it.
good.
Yeah, oh yeah. And
I actually, go ahead. I'll tell you something in a second. Go ahead.
well, you know, I'm already talking about molecules within the eye of the
Right.
skull. You send out a certain signal, you kick the AC unit, inhale, bring it back. You know what I'm talking
You know,
about.
Now, I actually was in Salem, Massachusetts many years ago with a few of my Ashtar friends here. And we went up there because this woman had an original crystal skull and she was speaking in Salem, New Hampshire, Salem, Massachusetts. There's a Salem, New Hampshire, but that's a whole nother story. But she was there and she said she had these crystal skulls that were given to her from a indigenous person. I think it was in South America or something.
Hmm.
And I saw the crystal skull; they were real. And she said, if you look in the eyes of the skull, you would see things. And lo and behold, that was the most incredible experience that we had. And she was just fantastic. I don't remember her name anymore, but many years ago. So when we talk about crystal skulls, if all the skulls were in a circle, every skull was together, there's something very powerful that happens
There
on a
is,
very cosmic
and
level.
in Belize, there is a portal. It's called a blue hole. It's right there in
A
front
blue
of you.
hole. Interesting.
Yes, yes.
Have people gone through the blue hole? Do you know? Have you known any stories of that
Um,
happening?
from my personal experience, yes, it's on the History Channel. You could read up that actual information.
Oh, good.
Various stories, yes. And UFO contact, technically, the answer is yes. Me
Interesting.
personally, I haven't seen anything. I can't,
Mhm.
I won't exaggerate at all.
Good.
But when it comes to certain things, I will say light. Um, Nikola Tesla, he actually studied it as well. I did review some of his notes that I could get specifically in his writing.
Yeah.
Um, it does match a certain area. There's a light that basically links to Egypt, and they did communicate.
Interesting. You
So
already know that you already know North
that's
America.
night, yeah, and all of that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I try to avoid some of that because there is some conspiracy theories in that. I have to have
Ah,
a
okay.
hard evidence in that. I'm like a
Right.
detective in a way.
Yeah,
Um,
you're just like me. You want to have
I
real
want the real
information.
thing. I want to see it. Okay, where is it? Okay, oh, it's real.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's right.
All
Well,
right. So,
Kicking that at one time all the continents were together. You also know that in the Grand
yes.
Canyon, I talked about this the other night, and they had some documentaries that actually were on History Channel regarding closed off areas in the Grand Canyon where there are Egyptian artifacts, which happens to be true, people, that people cannot go there. There's things blocked off because there's things there that the government doesn't want people to know about, that shouldn't be there by all logical explanations, but are there. And then the question is, how did they get there? So if you look at the planet Earth and remember when all the continents were kind of coming together, hey, how did the Egyptian artifacts get in a cave? Well, there's a reason why they got there if people study the history.
Yeah, and even
I
during a
mean,
pulse a temple will survive if it's built
yeah,
properly.
yeah,
So the
interesting
answer to
stuff.
that is correct. So you've already gotten what I've gotten already.
Oh yeah, I
But then
study
you
everything.
also have the year of the dinosaurs. And if you look at the modern day, the pigeon, the home pigeon, mankind can tame animals. They did find a 13,000-year-old skull. So I've already proven that there were people way before, and there's a teenager girl that they found. So this actually places the Mayans, it is Mayan descent, and Aztec, one or the other.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I'm not going to say who came first. I
right.
There's a big chain from Russia all the way down to Peru. You added up.
Yeah,
Plus add
really.
star people. It's a big puzzle here.
It's a big puzzle, but that's the good news is when you ask people to, or say to people, you figure it out. You're empowering people by saying that, saying, do some research, do some digging, go
Right.
beyond the 3D world and dig. You'll find information. That's what I want
I
people to know.
think
They
I
will.
think the Mayans did fly or at least send communication from especially in Central America because there's actually certain bones, so we actually have evidence of
Yeah,
that
we do.
possibility.
And the Mayans were influenced by the space people, the star people. There was an early part of that point when they were given information by the space people who landed their ships, and all through that area, all these different pyramids, all these different structures. Before there was all the jungles, they're very advanced cities, believe it or not, that people don't realize that definitely existed. The structures. Look at the symmetry of everything, the way it's built. There's a lot more to these things than people even understand. The pyramids in Egypt, all these pyramids in Bosnia, before all these, things got covered over by jungles and grass or whatever, there are a lot of similar structures in different parts of the world that were put here, or at least influenced by space people that showed people how to build these structures. And there's just a lot of things that have a synergy, that of equalness, that connect with each other. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I will say sky people and star people are real. It's actually
Yes.
documented in history.
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
I wish it wasn't, so I could investigate it, raw. But yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
there's a lot of information on that as well.
Yeah. And I know you must have a little bit of fun doing that because it's something
Yeah,
that
but it
truly
takes a
interests
little
you.
of the excitement out of it. You see what I'm saying? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm putting things together, and yeah, like, oh, okay, come on.
But
Makes
now
it
you're
a
sharing some
little
stuff
easy.
with people. It makes it a little bit
Yeah,
easier, but you're teaching people too. When you're on here, people say, "Oh, I didn't know that." Say, "Oh, he knows this.
yeah.
I didn't know that." So because you focus, like we all focus on different mission things on Earth. This is
Well,
part of your Earth mission is to do this,
yeah,
really.
one of the main things is I, there's one area I generally don't summons or
Yeah,
request, so I would leave that in your area. You see what I'm getting at?
yeah, yeah. I gotcha.
And I oh, I would love to see, right? But if anyone's coming in the area, you can actually go on and walk into the Mayan temple. Just letting you know,
Yeah.
in Belize,
Oh, good.
Yes.
Uh, well, we
So,
might be, the commander might not be in Belize, but we might be going at the end of January or February to San
okay.
Diego, California to,
Oh,
I
I'm going to California.
yeah, we're going to go, and I'm going to bring all my equipment. If I think I'm really going, and we're going to,
That's a
and then
hot spot.
that's a hot spot. And then the desert area from where we're going to be is going to be 50 miles to the east of us. And I'm
Okay.
getting everyone prepared to go out to the desert to make contact with our space brothers.
Oh, okay. Good.
Yeah, that's what I'm supposed to do. I've been getting hit over the head by my higher up off planet, and they're not going to make me forget anything. They're saying, you're going out, you're going out. I said, okay, it's easy for you to say you're on a spaceship. I have to get out
Mm.
there. So, That
Right.
is going to happen. I just got to logistically see how much time I have off to make it go out there, and I'll
And
be
if
out there a few
anybody
days.
doubts Mars, actually Mars was mentioned in 1960s. I think it was 62 to be exact,
Yeah,
61 or 62. Yeah, there has been visitation. That I confirmed that.
yeah. No, it's I tell people about Mars, about the planet, about 10 to 15 million inhabitants, and I only learned about that specifically a number of months ago. I was getting information downloaded as I remembered exact amounts of numbers, and that's how many people live on Mars. There 10 to 15 million right now at the moment.
Right. And you said the
Well,
magic word, numbers.
numbers are the magic
Numbers,
word.
numbers. They're the oldest thing in
You
universe.
know, now if I can win the lottery, which I don't play, then I can
Mm.
buy a lot of night vision equipment and build maybe a spaceship.
Oh, I actually I have that gift, but I refuse to do it.
Yeah, there
We
you go.
actually had I had a conversation with that earlier. I don't
Yeah,
cheat. I mean,
yeah,
it would be fun, but mm-mm, I won't do it.
yeah. No, it would be fun, but
I would put it for a
so
good cause, but still, it would be
yeah, me
wrong.
too, me too. And let's also bring in kicking meet Gracie Briggs. She's been on our show before. Gracie,
Hi,
good
Gracie.
morning. Gracie, are you there? There you are.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I am good. Sorry that I haven't been in for a minute. I just been
It's
working a
okay. Hey, look, you got to do what you got to do. No judgments here. We
lot.
love
Right.
everybody. You know.
I really wanted to catch up on you from the last time we talked about my son.
Yes.
So I talked to him about everything and I let him know and so he no longer had the dreams about, the Rainbow Bridge
Hmm.
and when he said talking to God. So we've really had some things going on at the house. We
Hmm.
have a storage that is this that we don't own this house, we rent it.
You rented, okay.
So after he seen the tall being out in the back and everything, so I was talking to him and everything was like he hasn't seen anything else. So it's been probably since last week. Our garage is connected to, like, when you walk into our garage, it's connected to a storage that was already added on to the house. So you walk into the
Hmm.
garage, you go through the whole garage, there's a door, and then you go in through that door, and it's like a storage area that's built onto, and then you can go through the
Right.
back door. And the back door from that storage, it's like it's locked all the time because there's no reason for nobody to be in there.
Yeah.
So after that, we have chickens. I only have like 10 chickens, so it's not
Hmm.
a big thing, and I have a big backyard, and that door is always locked and everything. You can't open it or
Right.
anything. But we walk out there. We started to walk out there to put the chickens up at night, and that door would be wide open.
But it's supposed to not be open, correct?
No, it's not supposed to be open. Nobody goes through it. Nobody uses it.
Is it a door that's locked or unlocked?
Like it is locked. Like it's always locked. Like when we would shut it, and then I would literally sit there. We would literally sit there and like push our body against the door to open it. And like we looked at the knob, there's no forced entry, it doesn't look like that or anything,
Hmm.
but it would be open. And then like even though the door was open, we would jiggle the knob and the knob would still be locked with the door open.
That's really weird. And so, yeah, go ahead. I'm
And no,
listening.
and nobody is here. Like I work like I'm gone. Like I leave in the morning. Like the
Hmm.
kids get on the bus at 7:45 in the morning.
Yeah.
Um, and I leave right after them. I leave at 8 o'clock in the morning. I don't get home till 11:30, 12:30 at night.
Mm-hmm.
But they'll be like, "Mom, that door was open," and I'm like, "Why was it open?" There's no. We even shook a flower on the floor on the inside,
Mm-hmm.
and then we shook flower. We put up a boundary outside, and it's just
Mm.
nothing but the door is open. And then my son told me last night when I got home. I got home at like 11:30, like
Yeah.
11:43 last night.
Yeah.
And he took the dog out to use the bathroom before he went to bed.
Yeah.
And he said, "Mom, it sounded like somebody was running. Somebody." He said it sounded like somebody. I said, so today when I was talking to him, I said, "Did it sound like multiple people or one person?" He said, "Mom, it just sounded like footsteps running down the roof of the house." And I
Really?
said, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, did you see anything?" He said, "No, I ran inside."
Why he hide me? I would if I were him.
Can
I'd
I
be
can I
Yeah,
give
running
you a
inside too.
yeah, I would.
suggestion?
I would have too.
Yeah, kicking. Go ahead.
Okay, first you have to be like a detective, right? Uh, Go ahead and get a latch and then put a padlock on it so you can physically lock and unlock it. It's basically six bolts,
Mm.
little latch you stick on that. So you need to
Yeah.
find out if it's an entity or if it's human, right? Because there is other people, or if it's just a fox, which I doubt.
Yeah. I
Uh,
don't think about it.
so you need to
No,
determine whether what
yeah,
it,
we
and
we
if it could
and
be a creature, then you need a creature obviously would do
we
claw
no, it's
marks.
it's it's not a fox, it's not a creature, and we were already talking about it, and it's not human. And when I was talking to it, was talking about it to someone, there was like, "Oh, that it
Hmm.
might be somebody stay in your backyard." And I already said, because I said it's not
No. No, it's not.
somebody, it's
Well,
something.
Mm.
that would be the definition of a
Yeah,
creature
I
as
say
well,
it's something.
unidentified.
So
Something. Yeah.
yeah, so
So we don't. Interesting, Gracie. So we don't know what this is. Encounters, folks. The late night UFO talk show. We have my friend Kicking Saturday here, Gracie here. She's been on before. So I'm going to give some insights what I think I'm getting, and it's just okay. So I think what Kicking says is right. Do you have a padlock on that door?
yes, we do. We put
You
we
do.
we put one on there after this.
Oh, after it happened. So now the thing is to see if this is, let's say it is extraterrestrial. If it is, and then the padlock opens up, then we'll have some idea that this is something different, unless some human being breaks breaks the padlock, which, I mean, you could break a
Universe will
padlock,
actually unlock that lock just by vibrations.
Yeah, and
so we'll see.
it's like we don't live in the country right now. We live in
Yeah,
a subdivision.
subdivision, okay. So let's take out the human equation on that for a minute. Let's say that, in fact, it is some sort of extraterrestrial trying to get your attention. Obviously, it's scaring your kid. That's not good.
And it's him. It's not my daughter, it's him.
Interesting.
It's your son.
Yeah.
That's Grace. What are you going to say?
I was going to say it's interesting because I remember the last time we talked, your son was having problems with some other things, if I recall correctly.
Right, you're correct.
Have you guys done that work that we had discussed?
Yes, we did.
Oh,
Yes, we
good.
did.
Okay.
And the thing is, it's only him dealing with it. It's not me. It's not my daughter.
Really?
Um,
So,
yeah, it's
whatever
just
this
him.
being is, it's focusing on him. It's
Yeah,
really
Yeah.
focused on your son.
that's why I
I
wanted
will
to
have
get
to
back on,
meditate on
because
that.
it's just him. Like, my like I said before, my husband's never here because he works over the road, and my daughter doesn't experience it. I don't experience it. And then, like he told me last night when I came home, Said he was outside walking the dog before they went to bed, because they go to bed before I get home from work. And he said it sounded like like hard footsteps running down the roof
Yeah.
toward
Yeah.
him, and then he
Okay.
ran
Huh.
inside.
Just
That's really
remember that
weird.
outer side could also be telepathic as well. So that could be also a sign of control. Just throwing that in the wrench in there.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see, Gracie. I think what's going to happen, and this is really what I'm getting, not that I want him to confront wherever that is. I think that there has to be, like, if it is a being that is of a lower vibrational frequency, let's say it is an extraterrestrial, hypothetically, then he needs to set the parameters without fear and say, no, if you're not going to show me who you are and just make all kinds of noises to scare me, you need to physically show yourself. And if you're not a Christ, a being of light, you are to leave. So you have to set the perimeters on that. I'm really getting strongly, because I don't know specifically what he's dealing with, but I do know this, that whatever it is, it's certainly scaring him, and that's not appropriate either. So
Right.
there needs to be, you need to just tell him, your son, when it happens again, to say, you're not allowed to be here if you're, and you need to say to the being or whatever the energy is, if you don't accept the cosmic Christ, you are to leave. You are to leave this frequency of energy in my home, around my home. And he needs to be very direct, very specific. And that's the only way whatever this is will understand it. Because right now, this being or whatever it is having full reign of scaring
Toward
your
him.
kid. And,
It's like
you
toward
know,
him, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, so I would probably suggest, Gracie, to have him uh, ultimately. I know that Commander had mentioned to call out to him, but I feel that it's probably not advisable to call out to whatever this is at this point,
No,
because
no
we already
spells, just full
identified.
vibrations on
Yeah, we already
yeah,
vibration.
identified what it is,
right.
so
We don't know what it is.
it's probably best.
Since I've talked to him about it since the last time, he has really gotten into looking everything up. Like, he wants to be outside at night. He wants to be looking up in the sky. He wants to um, if I'm at work, he was like,
Investigate.
"Mom, I really think that I seen something in the sky," and I'm like, I work 45 minutes away, so I can't see what he's seeing in the sky, and so there's no reason for me to say, "Hey, record it," because if he does, I'm not going to be able to see it. Because I remember one time when we were looking in the sky and we seen something, we were recording it with our phones, and we had hit record, and then when we went back to look at it, it wasn't even in the phone anymore.
Right.
It was
Well,
like
So your
first
son,
you need to find out what it is, and also it's
right.
important that your child is protected and remains a child. It's
Yeah,
very
totally.
important. The child has a child. That's a great
Yeah.
Well, no,
Joshua right there.
we were
I
both out
agree with
there. We were
that.
both out there recording it that night, and it wasn't on either of our phones.
Well, that tells me something too. So I'm going to give you some insights. I get things automatically. Uh, there is definitely an ET presence. There's definitely him connecting and seeing a spaceship all the way up in the sky that he's seeing. He wouldn't be mentioning it to you if you didn't see it. So he's able to perceive. He has the ability to perceive that thing on the sky. Now, whether that thing is connected to the thing running up and down the roof, that I am not getting. I don't understand or know that yet. But yeah, he needs to do something. Somebody in the chat on the live here said he needs to confront it. Well, I might be one of those people. That's just me. I would confront it because I know what to do, but he might not know what to do in confronting it. And he doesn't know yet what he's dealing with. Nobody really knows.
Yeah, I
Except,
wouldn't confront it either. If I was outside walking the
yeah,
dog
that's
and
right.
I heard something running down the roof at me, I wouldn't be
Right.
like, hey, what's up? I would run
Right.
in the
What's up?
house.
Yeah, I don't know if
Well,
I do that either.
if it's a gray, it can be aggressive.
Right.
Yeah, and Gracie, how about
But it
somebody
was
in the
it was dark. It was like dark, dark.
Yeah,
right?
it's one
There
thing
was
if
no
it's
way
light
he could
out,
have
but
seen
it's
it.
dark.
So somebody
Yeah.
mentioned a remote video cam. I don't know if you can,
Oh,
do
yeah,
it.
that's an idea.
Yeah, I think that's a great
I was
idea.
really thinking about because we have cameras in the front of our house. I
Yeah,
was literally thinking about um the one that's on the side of our house, literally putting it in the backyard by that door.
I would do
Take
that.
that
Yeah, I
off.
think you should do that.
I agree because
Yeah,
my
me too.
camera gets a lot of. I have a couple of cameras around the house, and I get it. It literally sees things from across the street.
Because what's crazy, I went into the storage room that night and I shook flour on the floor. And when I went in there and looked at it tonight, there's like if somebody swept flour off the floor, there would be residue. It's completely gone. Like it rained. It has not rained at all. Like
I would
it
say,
like even if it had rained and maybe water leaked in or something, yeah, you would still see something. But it looks like I didn't even lay flour in there, and I laid it heavy. Like I laid it in there in case like maybe somebody was breaking in or whatever. Even though it didn't look like it was a forced entry, but the flour is all gone. There's nothing.
Interesting. It's very strange, and just for people watching this, we're not just here talking about UFO sightings. We also talk about these things too, which are encounters. And I get that it is somewhat of an extraterrestrial. That much I do know.
yeah,
I'm
I
not
agree.
sure. I don't
But
know.
to me, it sounds like because
I
I
see the
don't
word
think.
gray
I
right
mean,
in
I
front of
I
me.
Yeah,
never
it could
have
be.
never believed that the extraterrestrial was demonic.
Well,
I've
it's not
never
demonic.
believed
The,
that.
the
No, it's
extraterrestrial.
not demonic.
No, 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 it's not. The extraterrestrial that he's encountering is trying to get its attention. I'm not going to say it's negative or not negative because I'm not going there yet. But I am saying that it is certainly really trying to get your son's attention, and it is definitely a non-terrestrial, extraterrestrial being. Nothing to do with anything demonic. It's totally extraterrestrial. That you need to know. Now the question is, what's its purpose? Why is it more interested in your son? The other only thing it could be, and this is I'm gonna be really tuned in here now, is that your son either, even though you have physically had him as your son, that he might have a connection to the extraterrestrial area, meaning that he might be what you call a star seed. Now, I don't know about this being that's walking, but it is definitely extraterrestrial. We'll get that other stuff out of the way first. I'm tuned right into the story. When I close my eyes, I'm getting information. It is totally extraterrestrial. I don't know what the purpose is yet. I'm not saying anything other than he or what is trying to get your son's attention and is more interested in your son than he is interested in you, your husband, or anybody else in your family circle. He,
I don't know. I've known since he was like little. He's
Well,
all like
that's an
when,
indigo. I get
yeah,
an
when he
indigo.
was ever
indigo,
since he was like
Indigo.
little, like
Ishtia.
bald headed and
Indigo.
little. He's always been about the sky. Like he's always wanted to be
Mm.
in the
right?
sky. Like
He seeks the knowledge. It's
he's
indigo.
always wanted to like you know how many telescopes we've had to buy. And then like even like last year, the year before, he wanted this GPS telescope to look into the sky, and he's just always dug into it. But then he seen something, and he just didn't want to go back to it. He's just like he has a GPS telescope in his room right now that's been sitting there collecting dust, and he's just like, he's like, I'll look at it when I'm ready. And that was like when he was 15, and now he's 18,
Mhm.
and he's starting to get this different stuff going on. And now, since I talked to him, he's just like,
He's
he's like,
he's
I want to bring it back out Sunday and look up there and see what I could see.
He's actually summoned them. If he's an indigo seed worker, he's actually summoning.
Yeah,
Was
I
he
tend to
something good
agree.
or bad?
I feel, Gracie, that he's just got this energetic field that brings this type of phenomenon to his field. So in order for him to, be able to manage this, he's got to protect himself in some way. And what I'm getting is that by him looking and researching, is just causing more of the same, or more it to become more dynamic. So he's got to just slow down just a drop until
Hmm.
you all figure out what's going on.
Right.
Because he's panicking you. He's
Yes,
Right.
not
he's
He is.
panicked. He's
panicking me
panicking
because I'm
you.
like, because all I'm like, do I need to?
Yes.
Because I mean, I
Yeah.
haven't talked to anybody outside of this, and I'm like, and I'm thinking, do I need to sage my house or something? And I'm just like, but it don't give me a feeling that I need to sage my house, because when you do stuff like that and you're spiritual with the earth and stuff like that or whatever, you get that feeling. But I feel that I'm safe. But he's feeling that, hey, I really want to go check out. I really want to be outside Sunday. I want to go check this out and everything. And I'm like,
Well,
hey,
the
do
thing
I
is,
like stop him
the thing
from it?
is, well, the thing is, just understand, he's 18 years old. He's an adult. He's not 8 years
Yep.
old.
Yeah,
You
he's
know,
not a
that's
baby. Like I told him, I said,
right.
you're not a baby anymore.
Right. So
Absolutely.
what he needs, it's not what he needs to do. It's what he wants to do. It's up to him to do it. If he says he wants to go out, and he's willing to go out there at 18 years old, he's old enough to know what to do if something other, like if he meets this ET and it's not what it appears to be, he'll know what to do on his inner spirit. He'll know what to do. You can't do it for him. That's the thing.
Okay,
I
well,
think
what is Mama supposed to do?
Yeah.
you're supposed to let you're supposed to let him do what he wants to do. He's going to have to, if the only way he's going to grow from the experience is to have him be able to face the experience if he so chooses. Now, what's on the other end of that fence, nobody knows, but he will. If something happens and it's not what it appears to be, he'll know instinctively what to do. You can't do it for. See, what's happening is you're getting wound up in his experience and you're not at peace with it because I can hear it in your voice. You
Yeah,
need to just
I'm not at
relax.
peace because I'm not here.
Right. But you see,
When it comes to sage, that is angered ancestors. When it comes to outer side, that is vibrations. Ishtiya.
right. And so what's going to happen is when he goes outside, it's the vibrational level of this being, this ET, that is trying to make contact in some weird way. Normally the space people of the high vibrational frequencies, if they're going to contact you, they'll appear and show themselves to you. Now, I'm not telling you what the energy of this ET is or not, but I'm saying you can do whatever you want, but getting yourself all, you know, wrapped up in this and getting stressed out over it is not going to help the situation.
Right.
Absolutely.
You need to relax, meditate, and let him just freely do what he needs to do. Because it's like you're holding him down, and not that you want to, but you're in a way holding him back. He needs to be able to, at 18, confront whatever it is. That's what he needs to be able to do. And
Yep.
as well, all the things we're suggesting are really important. But he's the ultimate person that's having the experience, and the only way that he's going to come to peace with that is to confront it. You can't do it for him.
That's by protecting your house, living a good life, and make sure you get your sleep. Let your
Yeah,
son worry about that. You keep your vibrations up. It's not sage
yep,
you need, though. Believe me.
yeah,
Okay, well, yeah,
yeah.
that sounds good. Because I'm like,
Vibrations.
do I? That's why I was asking. I was like, do I need to be like with him? And if I mean, now I know I don't, so he can. Because I mean, if he feels too overwhelmed, I know that he can take care of himself.
He can.
Well, not
He's
only that, you
18.
can also block his summonings. Just letting you know.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I think it's Opie. I think it's Ophi Ann Crystal Ann. Crystal Ann. Yes, we're going to be doing a C5 live tomorrow night. Just let people know we're going to be live on here on Encounter Saturday night in Connecticut. We're doing a C5 where we're going to be vectoring in our spaceships of light with the C5 app from Dr. Greer. I'm also a coordinator. Grace here is in Connecticut with us. Chesno was on earlier. There's a number of people, we have about 12, I think 15, 20 people in our circle of ground crew folks here in New England, and we're going to be doing a C5. If you've heard of it, we will be doing it, and we're going to be using the techniques. We might have somebody with a laser light. We'll be using lighting techniques and also the tones and the meditational areas from Dr. Greer as well. So people are invited to watch it around the globe. And we're here with Kicking Saturday. One of my friends here, my friend Grace in Connecticut, Gracie Briggs. And we're helping Gracie. And really, seriously, at this point, I think you need to just break the rope and let him do what he needs to do at 18. And don't worry about it. He'll be all right. He'll know what to do. He'll know instinctively what
Are
to
you
do.
gonna have your event tomorrow night on your YouTube?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're going to be live on here
Okay,
tomorrow
because
night.
I have to work. I won't be back off. I won't get off till like 11:30 tomorrow night, and I really want to like recap on it.
Well, it's going to be recorded. All the shows are put on my YouTube channel. Let's Ask Our Command Spaceship News. That's also where I'm putting my encounter shows. So if you miss any part of the show tonight, anybody, the whole show will be on my YouTube channel at some point tomorrow. So
And
no one
also,
misses
further
anything.
note: if you get any recordings, please send it.
Yeah.
Communicate with
Yeah,
Commander first, not anyone else.
I'm gonna
Make
be
sure
off.
that you send the information to Commander first. You hear me?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
be off all day Sunday. So I'm gonna put a camera in the back and make my front ones more open. So, because I've just got them like at a certain point in the front yard, in the driveway. So I want to kind of, and then I have an option to make the aerial like bigger. So I want to do that, and I actually want to take another one and put like basically on the top of the house,
Yeah.
like not on the top of the house, but up in the tree that's pointing like on the roof of the
Towards the thing.
house.
Yeah. And
So
let me just, before we get into anything else, let me also invite a new guest. I know I'm going to mess up the name. I think it's Ophi Ann.
Ophi Ann,
Ophi Ann. Ophi Ann. You're on with us, Ophi. Welcome.
she has
She's got
her
the mic.
yeah, she has her mic
I
off.
think she's going outside.
Yeah, I don't
Yes.
listening right now because her mic's muted.
I think she's going outside to try to do some C5 stuff here. You never know what's going to happen on this show. That's what's
Gracie,
so beautiful about it.
absolutely. Gracie, I think you just have to take a minute to calm yourself down just a bit.
Right.
I know because I was scared.
Yeah, I can feel that. I think it's important that you work to on yourself just a bit and don't worry about him so much.
Yeah.
It'll calm down a little bit if you know. But your reacting is not
Right.
healthy. It's not healthy for
No,
you.
it's not
Thank
healthy.
you for letting me. Thank you for like reassuring me about that because it's my baby. You know what I'm saying? So I was just
Absolutely.
I
Be the
am
strong
Absolutely,
Of
you
lion.
course.
guys.
yeah I
Be
need
confident.
I'm going to calm down and I'm gonna let him do his thing.
That's so brave, Mama. That's so brave. I didn't know I was muted, you guys. I was talking up a storm, by the
Oh,
way.
really? Now
A
you're
whole
live. Now
storm.
we can hear
I
you.
pronounced my name. I was like, but Crystal's the best name. That's my true name. But hey, Mama, I support you, and I know that you've got this.
Thank you so
And I
much.
can't imagine what you're going through right now at 18, because that's got to be the hardest year of all the years.
Yeah, it is, but it's the opening to do what they want to do, but it's hard. And
Hmm.
I feel you. I
Well,
do.
welcome to the show.
Well,
Thank you so much.
I
I'm
love
happy
you
to be here.
guys,
I'm
and
trying
I'm
to
gonna
get
go to bed
my.
tonight, and I've got to go to bed because I gotta get up early and go back to work. But I will be seeing you guys tomorrow around this time.
Yeah,
Sleep
we'll be
Oh,
sweet.
on.
when
We'll be.
when I was
Absolutely.
18, I summoned a lot. So he
Oh,
got lucky. Oh wow, I'm jealous.
Yeah, that doesn't make it any better for me.
Well, you
oh.
I
just
just
take it easy,
joking.
Gracie, and you know you're loved here on the show. And don't worry about your son. He's 18. He can handle anything. Just give him a chance to do it.
Hey, if he can handle me, I'm pretty sure he can handle anything. I really
That's right.
appreciate you guys.
All right, Gracie. You take care. All right.
All right, good
Nice to meet
night.
you, Gracie.
All right. So
What's up,
now,
guys? Nice to meet you all.
nice to
Sorry,
meet you.
I'm
Welcome
just
to our
fiddling
nice
here.
late night show.
Oh.
And we
Commander,
know
just letting you know, I
Hey
have
guys,
my
I'm
armor
Crystal.
on.
you have your armor on. Okay.
I have my
Uh-oh.
armor on.
I know you have your space gear on. I
It's good
never really
armor.
saw
It's not bad.
I don't know about the light. It's way too dark.
So is it really clear out where you're? Where are you
It
located, Crystal Ann?
South Carolina, and it is.
South Carolina.
It yeah, South Carolina. I'm at the Appalachian in the Blue Ridge.
On the Blue Ridge, that's a beautiful place. There's a lot of cosmic activity in the Blue Ridge Mountains.
There is. That's what started me on this whole path. Like back in 2012, when the world ended, I started having some experiences, and they were terrifying, absolutely excruciatingly terrifying. And they chased me all the way to New York. Those boogers. But I'll tell you what. I ended up having this little beautiful baby bundle of joy, and realized that they were just pushing me to that they were my family. They were just leading me on the way. And there's
So when you were
nothing more
terrified,
beautiful.
they were really the space beings that were, when you say chasing you, I have questions. So were these visually spaceships that were chasing you?
No, I mean, I lost like 4 days.
4
Sorry.
days.
Yeah, I lost 4 days. I have a story. Hold on one second. If I can just get this to go down low enough to where it doesn't hurt my eyes, and you can see
Okay.
me as a person, that would be cool too, right? I might have to go farther away. All right, you can see me kind of, right?
Yeah, we can see you.
All right, I'm a human now. I'm with the slugs. Okay. Yeah, so 2012, I turned 21, and it was wild. And then, and then between those years, I moved to New York. I was in a weird situation. I got my senses back. I moved back home, and I started doing sales again, which is what I love.
Mm-hmm.
And then on Christmas Eve, I went back to my family home, which I know and love. And all of a sudden, here they are. And they are coming. It's orbs of light that are electrocuting the forest. In a way, when I say they're electrocuting, like I heard the cows. And then it was very interesting. I don't know what was happening, but I know that I watched them for 3 hours through the blinds like a little chicken. Like I was like,
Right.
and I took videos on a phone that doesn't exist anymore. So my family didn't believe me. They were like, oh, that's strange, but it's Christmas morning. Come on, get your stuff together. But I was shook. And then let's see, we had Christmas, 214, la la la. I think I moved by the next Christmas. Before then, I think it was like Thanksgiving. I think it was Christmas and then the next Thanksgiving. I had been looking and I had been seeing activity and tracking it and watching it and like searching for information on the internet. This was in 14. There was none. Okay. The only information you found was channels from the galactic, and it was all
Federation?
none of it was
Yeah.
in person. Like you couldn't see, like I thought channels were just fake at that point. Cause I felt, you didn't feel what I felt this energy come through.
Right.
this on wind, like I saw it, I experienced it, and then I saw the turquoise one come in and change the game. There was the red one and the white one, and they were doing the things, and they had me, and then the turquoise one came in and just like kind of gave me ease, and I passed out on Christmas. It was very strange. A year later, Thanksgiving or right around it, now at this point, this has been a year, and I am obsessed. I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
I've gone to the library. I've looked up every bit of literature I can find. None. I've gone on every forum that I can find. I found a lot, but I don't know what's true. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, that's why you're here, because
It was way
I know
different.
I think. Yeah. Go ahead.
214 was way different than it is now. Like for me, because I feel like there's more that's come to me since then. But so around that time between August and Thanksgiving, at some point, I went out and I took my friend. I said, "Look, they're here," and I wasn't even at my parents' house. I was in Greer, which is a place kind of near Greenville in the city of South Carolina. And he was like, "Yeah, I do see them. I'm getting the fuck out of here," and he left. And I remember, like, I sat there with them for a minute. I was scared still. And then all of a sudden, boom, out. And then I wake up and I'm like, what happened? I'm thinking, oh, it's been an evening. No, it's been 2 days. I was out for 2 days on my porch.
You were physically out for 2 days, correct?
Physically out. And I didn't know that because my phone was dead. So I drove over, again, 214. It was like a different world, it feels like. I drove to my friend's house, which was like 5 minutes away. I got there. I was like, hey, I need your charger. I don't have one right now. I don't know why I didn't have one, but I didn't. And she's like, where have you been? And I said, I don't know what you're talking about. And I turned my phone on. Here's a slug. Come on, Sluggy. Go live somewhere else. 2 days. And I nearly passed out. I haven't processed it very great since then. I don't know what happened. I haven't gone deep within. I haven't had a regression or hypnosis. Hey, Callie. But
the thing is, as I'm listening to your story, I read. If you're new here, I read in people's information. Being from Mars, coming out of the closet years ago, I worked with the Ashtar Command before there was internet or websites. So I actually work with them directly. I have Kadar Manka, who I telepathically communicate with. I don't channel anybody or anything. I don't believe in channels. I think the information's already with each person.
Is that what you just said? You have like a hive. Did you say hive mind? That you have a hive mind?
No, I come from Mars.
Yes,
originally.
Okay, tell me about it. I'm listening.
Well, I read energy of people and their stories on my show, and I read as I hear your story. The 2 days that you were just totally not here, so to speak. I'm not feeling. You didn't have any. Did you feel like you were taken, or like you were invited or taken? Do you have any memory of that?
I felt like I blacked out from fear. And other time it felt like I was intrigued because it'd been a year and I'd been searching and I'd seen them several times, and they were, anytime I'd give them attention, they'd give it back. Does that make sense? They would reciprocate that attention, but then all of a sudden, boom, I lost time. And that kind of scared. I thought I was just sick, honestly. I thought, like, oh my God, I'm dying. I lost 2 days of time. I'm dying. And but again, they chased me back to New York, and I say that because my son was born, and my son is very, like, before I was pregnant with, well, I don't know what to say. When I became pregnant with him, I was contacted via a translucent state or a dream state, and I recognized that he is not technically Terran completely, and maybe I'm not either, but he is, because he was a miracle. I wasn't supposed to have children anyway, and then here is this being coming to me in a trance. Why I was in a trance, I don't know. I was just like trying to find myself because I was so lost, So I was so scared of paranormal things because they scared the fuck out of me.
Yeah. Now,
But
the
then
being that was coming towards you, it's interesting you say it. Can you describe the being when you say the being was coming towards you? I find that comment interesting.
the first time,
Oh, don't smoke over the thing because TikTok doesn't like that.
I'm so sorry. I'm gonna be over here
You
then.
know, the TikTok
I
is
had
crazy
no
that way.
idea.
You
I'm so
didn't know, and
sorry.
I didn't know. Yeah, we don't. Yeah. Just that's the only thing that can
Sorry.
get me into a mess with TikTok. I don't
I
want to
don't
do
want to
that.
do that. I
Yeah,
don't want to
But
do that.
she's still here.
language
We
too.
just, we just want to protect the show and your integrity and our integrity and the
Yeah, of
integrity of
course.
everybody.
Oh
Sounds like some
no.
trauma took place, huh? You
Yeah,
had
it
some
looks like it.
trauma?
Yeah.
Absolutely some trauma. And I think that that's actually really beautiful because there, because more trauma took place after, but all of it healed through time. And then when
I
I came
replaced the
back
word with
home,
spicy bell peppers.
spicy. Did you see
You
my
see
bell
what I'm getting at?
peppers?
Splashy bell peppers.
Yeah,
What's
no,
that?
spicy,
Oh,
spicy.
Are
spicy,
you walk
spicy
Ooh,
bell peppers.
right to the
I'm
throat.
growing them
Very
right
Picking
beside
spicy.
me.
Saturday?
I
Are
put
you walking
salt on
around
them.
at night?
They're right beside. Okay, they're right behind me. So I thought that you saw them. My jalapenos and my spicy bells. No, were we making a joke? I'm so sorry. Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's new. You got yourself. That's new. I've never seen that before. Thank you.
That's
It's
Thank you
beautiful.
for the
fall.
autumn leaves.
It's
That was
fall.
nice.
Actually, yes. Listen. So my
So, was it a harsh spice, mild spice, or wasn't that spicy at all?
a
You know what I'm saying?
little spicy, but it wasn't actually spicy
It was a
once
spicy
you taste a
meatball.
spicier pepper.
So
It was.
about the being, Trent was
Okay.
asking about it. I also want to know about the being. So I'm very interested to know when the being came towards you, can you describe to remember what the being looked like?
We're talking about the first time.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. It was energy, and I did extensive research after. Um, it was a ball of light that electrocuted everything, the ground. It was almost like something that was, like a ball, like that you touch it and the
Yeah.
electrocutions come up, but they went down and they were like, it felt like they were scanning. It felt like they were sampling. But then
Yeah.
I focused so hard on them through a blind that they focused back on me. And the fear may have been my own doing because I'd never experienced this in my entire life. It may have been the day, you never know. But I saw three come in and go out to the point
Yeah.
where I eventually just fell asleep because of the fear
Yeah.
and woke up on Christmas Day. But and I took videos through the blinds to show my brother. And I'm like, I said, Aiden, that's my son's name. I'm like, Austin, there are no lights out here. This is a cow pasture. There are no lights on our family farm. What do you think that is? And he's like, it doesn't do me any good to worry about it. And I couldn't understand that. But then again, it's cognitive dissonance and we don't do that. But I
Yeah.
was shocked. But that led me on a path that after I had done all these things and I had come back home and I was like, not going back to New York because such and such is terrible, which I knew. I got scared that day. I missed 2 days. I got scared, senseless. And I called said ex-boyfriend. I said, come get me now. I'm coming back to New York because this is happening too often here in
Right.
Carolina. I went up and it took 1 month and I was pregnant with Aiden. So for me, it
And
was,
you
and
weren't supposed to have a child,
I
correct?
was not, because I was a cancer survivor with lymphoma and I'd had all the radiation chemotherapy and I'd gone through all of the things and they said, I'm so sorry. And even to this day, I've been trying with my husband, with my wonderful husband for 6-7 years now and no success yet. I'm waiting for the next miracle. If not, it may not ever happen. My kid is very here. He's very
Yeah.
here. He's here. You know what I
So
mean?
the kid you weren't supposed to have, you had. Now, did that happen because you had the encounters with
Yes.
the?
Because they
Well,
happened more once I got to New York. And so I was working overnight at, he was the Masonic president, which is really creepy. His house was very creepy. And I was having a lot of, that was my dark night of the soul when I was pregnant. I was having experiences and dreams every night going off Terra. I was going to these places. Some of them were terrifying. Some of them were beautiful. And that's when I met my son. I wasn't pregnant with him, but I met him and I had a whole experience with him. It was something I can't even quite put into words because
Mhm.
it wasn't in this waking reality.
Yeah.
But yet there was so much terror in this waking. And I kept saying, when he gets here, I will be safe. When he gets here, I will be safe. And for sure, when he got here, a chain of events led to something not so good, but us running home in the middle of the night. He's a week old. I'm scared because of trauma or because of domestic
Right.
violence. And I run home. My dad flies up and he brings me home. And I mean, life is beautiful. Life takes care of life. It really
Yeah.
does. And
Yeah.
all
Well,
of my cousins, their life
I,
too.
I think you were. I think that these beings, the space people, they helped you have that child.
I
Do
know
you
for a
realize
fact they
that?
did. I know
Yeah,
for a
they
fact.
did.
I know. Yes. Yes.
You
And
know.
even when I look at him, I see them. I see them because I was terrified of them. And I don't know if the them I saw in the beginning is the them that I know today, but I
Right. Do
believe
you
that it
think your
was.
fear? Sometimes we have fear of things because our mind fears the unknown, and
Absolutely.
sometimes the fear is our fear, but not really based on the beings being fearful or being negative. It's the human fear of the unknown. Do you
Yeah.
think possibly you were, and this is a natural response,
Of
that you
being
would have
seen.
fear of them because, not because that they're negative, because
No.
you were having the fear. You were
Yes.
fearing
I
them.
know for a fact that's what
Yeah.
happened. They
Yeah.
weren't causing me harm, but I had
No,
never
they weren't.
experienced
Do they
that
have
before.
light hair?
I didn't see them as a being. I saw them as just electricity, as just
Electricity. They're
energy.
very advanced.
Well,
Yes.
Yeah.
The Pleiades have been known to have electric fields around them. Just letting you know.
Right. But see, I don't know if they were Tigetian or if they were, I don't know. And, I've really
Hmm.
tried to go in deep and to find, but it's not right now. I don't think it's meant for me to know yet, but I know that at
You,
some point I will,
you'll know.
I would definitely explore Pleiades. That's the
I,
way the way you're talking
yeah,
is like, oh, Pleiades.
Yeah. You
Because
can actually.
Pleiades do interact with human beings a lot.
I resonate with them so much too. I really do.
Well, yeah. There you go.
This,
That's what you should. If you meditate, and this is what I tell people who I interview here that have these kinds of experiences. If you like tonight, meditate, or whatever night you want to or day, just focus on them within Christ consciousness and say, "I wish to know who you are." If you are accepting of the cosmic Christ, you may communicate with them. You have to make that barrier, agreement, because you just don't want any cosmic being coming in. You want to make
mm,
sure you're getting the correct people. Just like when you make a cup of coffee, you want milk or do you want cream? You have to make. I'm using it as an analogy. You have to control the situation. It's you, and you're the one who's going to make the contact. So when I look at you, when I see your physical self, your eyes, I see a beautiful being of light in those eyes, and I see someone. I read the energy. Like I said, this is part of my mission work. I've been gifted to do it. And I share that information for you, that if you meditate and you focus on the being, the ball of energy, and say, I wish to know where you came from. I wish to know who you are, the people that were on those ships. I wish to know more about you. All you have to do is ask and you shall receive in a cosmic. Now that word has been used in different terms on earth, but I'm using it in a more cosmic term. You'll receive what you ask for if you ask for it. But that they're just waiting for you to take the next step. You have to be yourself comfortable. No one can force you to do this. You yourself must be comfortable with that situation. And I know you can do it because I look at your energy. I can see so much light in your face. Not just the physical light,
Not
but
just
Vibration.
this light.
I see Pleiades.
Thank you.
Definitely Pleiades.
I
But don't let me
feel
influence you by any means.
absolutely. I know I do. I feel them, and I look for them every night, and also like um Arcturus, like that star always comes out to me. And do you guys ever feel like you can? Because I gaze every night at the sky because I'm waiting for them, and I've seen them several times. The time that I realized when I recognized my son was like 3 months old, and we'd come back here to South Carolina, and I saw them again, and I just immediately burst out in tears with joy and gratitude because, and I said, thank you so much, because if I had not have been terrified, I would never have gone back to that abusive relationship. I would have never had this beautiful child. That it wouldn't have been the same. So I recognize that, and I recognize them immediately. I have
yeah,
not seen them. There's no C5 group here, but I C5 myself all the time, and at nighttime I have my own experiences, and I know, what's as real as it
yeah.
can be, if that
You
makes.
see, and that's the thing. It makes sense. You have such, and people can see this. I see everything. When I say that, I see the energy around you. I see you, and you're definitely all the things you've gone through in your life that got you to where you are now. You're now in a better place. Obviously, you know that, and you're also in a better space to make that recognition and contact with your star family. We all have a star family, and all you need to do is just meditate, ask them, and they will come to you. They will interact with you. They will telecommunicate with you telepathy-wise. It's now about 1:48 in the morning. I'm in Connecticut on the East Coast,
Same.
and
East
I'm
1:45
not
for
ready
me
to
too.
do an all-nighter here. Not yet.
It's bedtime.
Uh,
Same for me. I
it,
feel it
I
in
just
bed.
also want to let you know that there's a lot of people that's awakened. You make sure it's not someone knocking on your shoulder there. Just be aware of that.
Somebody is on my shoulder. What did you say?
No,
no. He's just
I
saying,
said
no, there's nobody
I'm
here.
like I vibe. Well, let me make it more
Go
explicit.
ahead.
Okay, because I live in Belize and I've been chosen by my ancestors, so by the natives. My mother's Cherokee and my wife is Mayan, and I also live
I'm
in Mayan.
Cherokee. Very cool.
Okay. Oh, so we can already relate. So, and as you know, I I don't want to say it in a native way, but I could say it in a native way. But natives are not like a lot of other people. You see what I'm getting at? Ishtimihiya. Okay.
No, I do.
So what I'm saying is that when we're awakened and we're around other awakened people,
Healed
some
more.
people like are curious. You see what I'm getting
Mhm.
at? Ishtimihiya. So that's why I wear my armor as well.
Okay.
I think you know
And,
what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's
and
my blanket right now.
as long as you just, like I say, when I teach people in my classes, I always teach them from an Ashtar Command perspective to always invoke the cosmic Christ, no matter where you are, no matter who you are. It's just invoking a bubble of protection. So however you do it, that is the strongest way that I know how to teach people on this planet is
Yeah.
to do that. And if you do that, nothing can get through that bubble of protection because you can put it around your home, you can put it around your land. It's invisible, but yet it is the highest level of cosmic protection one can put. And again, it's just so that you have control of who you wish to communicate with, and that not just any cosmic joker comes in and says, "Oh yeah, I am who I am." There's many people over the years that have connected with cosmic jokers, but you have that pure energy of light that you have to trust in yourself no matter what anybody says. You yourself have to trust in
Thank
your
you
own
so much.
beingness.
That's really great confirmation, and I really did need that in my spirit this
I
evening. So thank
actually
you.
agree with that, Commander. I feel like that just to seal the deal on that.
That's right.
I feel that it's a self-respect thing that has to come down upon you. You know, you've been given a gift and you are a gift, and
Yes.
it's extremely important that you protect your human side of self at this moment. That's what I'm getting for you, that the humanity in you needs to be the focus. You can already do all the other things. So
Oh yeah, we do many things. Sorry,
yeah, it's
I
true.
say it with
It
pride.
is true.
We're
You can
resilient.
do all
We
the
say it
other
with pride.
things with ease. It's just caring for the human side is I see is what needs to happen for
It's
you
hard.
at this
Yeah,
moment.
no. That's true. That's true for me. That's true.
Yeah.
All of
Well,
that.
speaking
That's
of,
very true. Well, maybe next time you guys do a live, I do have a question, but I'm gonna let it slide
well,
for.
ask the question now. We can take the question before 2
I
a.m.
don't think it's a great question. Actually, when you said Ashtar and when you said Commander, I think that have you always had a blog? Did you have a blog before you had like a video?
I started when I came on the internet before there was all this stuff. I was on, let's see, is it MSN or some early stages of Hotmail. I had a Hotmail group in the early stages of the internet, and then that disappeared as the whole internet thing started getting more advanced. Then I started a website called the Ashtar Galactic
Okay.
Command. It's on Ning.
You were the
I
first.
started that.
You were the first that I found after this was again right before my son was born, right after my son was born, the one that I binge read every night because it provided safety. So thank you so much. I never thought I would find you again.
Wow, that's really interesting.
It is
Yeah,
very interesting.
yeah,
When
I
you
was
said
one of the
Commander
early
and
ones
Ashtar,
here.
it like
Yes.
brought back 214, 215
Yeah,
information.
I actually, I knew Ashtar Athena. I used to write for Sedona Journal of Emergence, which I've never mentioned. That's a big magazine in the U.S. That has people that write things there. Most of it was channeled. I didn't channel anything, but I brought in
Sedona has
Kedar
all the
Maka. I wrote
vortexes.
articles. And so Ashtar Athena, my friend in California, I met, she knew all the contactees, many of which are not alive anymore. They were from the 50s and 60s. They met at Giant Rock. They were taken on Venetian spaceships. I have a lot of knowledge about a lot of things before the internet that people don't know about. Everyone on the current form of the internet, social media, only knows what websites have. And I tell people I don't channel anything. I don't dishonor channels, but I think channeling on Facebook has gone out of hand, and so many fluffy things are stated, and a lot of people get disillusioned because you can channel things and then nothing happens. Me, I am direct communicated telepathically with a space being off planet. So when I get on here, I have a great responsibility. Ashtar Athena told me many months ago, Ashtar is handling the mantle over to me. I said, no, you're not. I said, there's no way you're putting that weight on me. And I said, she's not on TikTok, but I told her, you are alive and you have a mission. I have my own mission, but I'm not taking on everything off planet from the command, and I won't. And I told her that. I said, that's too much. I said, that's a lot of responsibility to have, and I got enough to deal with on this planet being here. And so I do what I do within the command ranks. I'm happy to work with one space person
I'm happy to
telepathically.
have met you guys
Yeah, and all
tonight.
my information is direct. So when I help people like yourself and how we reconnected here, I'm here for the whole planet. I'm here to liberate the planet from a matrix. I'm determined to do that. And I'm going to keep pushing forward doing the show here. My main thing is intergalactic communications off planet. I'm using this form of communications just like I would off planet in a different way, but I am reaching people all over the world doing this show.
And
And
in a native
you
way,
really
he's
are.
saying, in a native way, not exactly your words, but in a native tongue way, he gives thanks to the sun and grace to the moon.
Grace to the moon.
Ishtiha. That's
Yeah.
it.
You know,
Yes,
so
it
I
has
love
been.
everybody here. You got to come on again, Crystal Ann. You know,
I'm
you've been a
going to.
blessing.
I'll make
Yeah.
sure that I mark notifications next time you're live, because I have some interesting thoughts and some things that I've been told that I don't believe things. I don't believe things until I experience them myself.
Right. That's right.
I don't know
Well,
if
that's
that's
a
just
Cherokee in you. Same here.
okay.
Crystal,
Yeah,
someone
we're
in the
alike.
chat is asking, I'm sorry guys, someone in
Go.
the chat is asking the question, did you have dreams of being pregnant before you were?
Yes.
That was
Yeah,
Mr.
I,
Interesting.
I
Mr. P
absolutely did.
asking.
I would dream I was pregnant, and then I would wake up and I would be so sad. And I've often wondered if I have hybrid children somewhere that, you know what I mean? Like that
Mm-hmm.
I can meet someday. I feel that in a way. And also I feel that if that is true, then Aiden was my greatest gift. And I
Yeah.
named him Aiden, even though I'm not necessarily Celtic. I'm not. And it's interesting because afterward I married a man who was Celtic, and I did not see that coming. I named him the furthest thing from the Italians that I could, and also Sun God felt it.
Yeah.
He named himself. Aiden named
Mm-hmm.
himself. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Your children are star children. So I don't think they're hybrid. I think they're direct from a star level. And I
Mm-hmm.
think when I talked about earlier, you focus on meditating and communicating with the star people, they will communicate with you. Just put a bubble of protection and just say, do you believe in the cosmic Christ? And if they respond, then you know who you're speaking with. This is only protocol, the cosmic protocol, I would say, in order to make sure who you're communicating with. Other than that,
And a
you're in a good
mother can
path. I
always
wouldn't go
reach
there.
out to her children. Always.
Yeah, absolutely. All
Mm-hmm.
right, folks. Well, I want to thank
Sleep sweet,
everybody for
guys.
being here.
Beautiful.
Someday, maybe I'll do a 24-hour talk show, but I really don't think so.
That's a long. No way. You gotta protect your sleep.
You
But
folks would
hey,
have to
next time you're
donate a
on,
lot
I
of
will.
funds here
We're
for me to do
getting
that.
later and later every night.
I don't plan on that, but it just seems to work out that way. For some reason,
Me too.
I don't know. But
I am
everybody, I love
super
you. I
grateful,
kick you
guys. Thank you
Saturday.
all.
Thank you
Thank
for being
you.
here.
Much love.
Crystal Ann, Grace, we'll see you
Thank
tomorrow
you,
night in
everyone.
Connecticut.
Thank you.
Folks, we're gonna be live tomorrow night, or tonight, because it's now Saturday evening at 8 o'clock. We're gonna have a live C5 here, at, an apple orchard that a friend of mine owns. He's had it for years, and we have permission to use the orchard and its field. And we're gonna have the equipment, night vision equipment. We're gonna use the CE5, gear, that, Stephen Greer has created. And we're going to use lighting techniques. And my co-creator is bringing equipment that's going to feel the energy on the ground. That's going to be interesting. It's going to read energy on the ground. So yeah, thank you everybody for being here. Please show us some gifting. We are only 2 away on the gifts on the galaxy. You can see 1 to 3 galaxies. 1 has been given. We are looking for new subscribers. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed to my TikTok. You'll see the little golden star there. Become a subscriber. Go to my Venmo on CmdrAleon 2022. There's a link for my Venmo. I know a lot of people use Venmo. It's a thing. Everybody has it, just like PayPal. Please make a donation, subscribe, send some gifts. Thank you for all the gifting you did tonight. Folks that have been on here, we thank you so much. And any final gifts, do them right now before we sign off. It's now 2 o'clock in the morning on the East Coast. We want to thank everybody certainly for being here. Late Freight, everybody, thank you. We appreciate you, and take care.
Bye bye.